Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.
Local news, politics, business, sports, arts, music. Mike and Marty on the beat. Mike and Marty. Mike and Marty.
Good morning, Bellows Falls and Keene, and welcome to the feed with Mike and Marty. Today we have Betsy Thurston joining us. She's from Bellows Falls Downtown Development Association, and she's going to be talking to us about some big events that are coming up here in Bellows Falls in the next couple of weeks. So, but first, local events. Marty.
So, happening at the Bellows Falls Opera House is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's the newest in the Planet of the Apes series. It's I watched the trailer. It's if you there's lots of things that you love about Planet of the Apes. It has all of those things in it.
This is more of the origin story.
No, it's not really an origin story. It's so it ended with the apes kind of being, if I remember correctly, the apes kind of being like dominant and people being not so dominant. That's how it ended. And now it's so the people are now, humans are now hunted. And now that, and then so there's like in a lot of them, there's a young ape that questions that, you know, why does one have to be stronger than the other type thing, and that's kind of the premise of it. So I think there's another strong, there's like a villain ape, like there always is, and then there's a like one that you kind of connect with. Like I think Caesar was the last one in the last one. So anyway, that's running May 10th through May 21st. So you got plenty of time to see it.
First run.
The classic movie sounds quite interesting. It's a documentary called 20 Feet from Stardom. It's basically about all of the backup singers, like the backup singers for big bands like the Stones or Bruce Springsteen, and how they finally are kind of getting recognized for their role that they play in the success of the people, the people that are 20 feet in front of them. And that is being sponsored by Edward Jones, Bill Stevens' office. The Bellows Falls Festival, back for year number 2. We have a really good lineup, and we actually will have somebody, not sure exactly who, in a couple of weeks we'll have somebody on to give us more details, but we're just starting to pump the details out, and there's still
a lot of formulation going on. The musical lineup is set, but there's still some ancillary things that might happen that I think are pretty exciting.
So that's, I kept local events small today because we have some huge local events coming up, and that's what Betsy's here to talk about.
Hi, Betsy.
Hi, everyone. You want to give us the background? So we're talking about the Bellows Falls 2024 Downtown Historic Preservation Conference. That's on Wednesday, June 5th. And we're talking about, because I have to keep it straight, the 2024 Creative Sector Convening. So that's a summit and a conference.
And that is June 6th.
That is June 6th. So tell us the origin story. How did you get to do all this work?
So it's a biennial event through the state of Vermont and Preservation Trust. 2 years ago, we were in St. Johnsbury. There was about 10 of us from Rockingham, and we presented on incremental development and the Keep BF Beautiful movement, beautification efforts. And on exit surveys, we got to vote, where do we go next? And I voted for Middlebury. But Bellows Falls won. So, I was ready. I said, 2026, come to Bellows Falls. So, anyway, 2024, they said, we want to come to Bellows Falls. And we have been on everyone's, what's happening in Bellows Falls, what's happening in Rockingham at the state level, in Burlington, and we're real excited to host.
So, I don't quite understand the scope. How many people come, and where are these people? How do these people come about, or who are they?
So they're state officials, they're regional professionals, folks in the historic preservation trades and the arts sector.
So you said when you guys, I guess I'm going to kind of reverse it to understand, so you said you guys had 10 people from the town that went. So, and what was your reason to go? Was it to see what other towns were doing? Can we duplicate it? What was...
Yes, yeah. So to learn about the downtown just programs and historic preservation and what towns are doing. So Bellows Falls is one of 23 Main Street downtowns, the designated downtown program. And then just celebrate all of the historic preservation in Vermont. So it is very much Vermont, though then we invite regional, so we should have people from Massachusetts, New Hampshire, looking at what we're doing at the Meeting House. So the Rockingham Meeting House is a big session. The train station is really exciting. Yeah, we have a lot of projects happening, and then Rockingham for Progress is doing the Bellows Falls Diner restoration. So that'll be another session. And so it's people that, maybe they're interested in investing, interested in collaborating on some of these projects, giving ideas, or taking ideas back with them to their towns.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's not all about Bellows Falls. So there's a workshop on Calais, some of the historic preservation they're doing up there. There's downtown or historic preservation trades in the high schools. Compass School is working really hard with the Bellows Falls trades to kind of have a program so that, the youth will learn how to do what is really important for this building right up the road. And it's kind of like a dying art, but it's also, because it's such a niche, it's hard to find contractors that are,
that have that skill to be able to do it like it was done
Exactly.
in the 1700s.
And that is the restoration and historic preservation. It's really, how do we keep these buildings exactly the way they are and restoring? So that's another session. So I'm very excited to hear from Keene, Vermont. I guess they have quite a program in their high school. So they'll be with Compass School and Bellows Falls Trades.
So how many people on average, like what are you expecting like numbers to be like?
They're capping the registration at 350. So
That's a lot of people.
I'm
That's
anticipating we're going to sell out just because of our region, because of everything that's happening. We're really putting a lot of hype. Bellows Falls is on the map, and every weekend, if you notice, you drive through town, there's nowhere to park, and there's just people walking around and go, oh, I love it. So we'll have
That's a
some
good
of them
thing,
too. But then we'll have people hopefully like, oh yeah.
So
we have. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, like, would the governor be here? Is that level?
I'm not sure. I hope so.
Did he go to the last one? Are there
to
like
think
who's
if
are there
Governor Scott
speakers
was
and
there.
people visiting dignitaries?
Yes, and there will be folks from Leahy's office and Welch's office. Becca Ballin, I'm not sure if she'll be here, but someone from her office. So yeah, and hopefully all our local legislators, we'll see them over the few days.
So it's kind of it's a showcase event. Like you get to showcase the things that are happening in your town, but it's also sounds like it's a networking event too. Like you get to network with, which is important in getting projects done, as we both know. You have to sometimes to get to the path of what you want to get done, you have to figure out who you need to talk to. So these types of things probably help people cut to the chase, like who to talk to. I'm sure you, Walter, ran into the same thing with, the Meeting House. Like, how do we, and the diner, like, how do we get this done? So if you can shorten the path for somebody else, if you can lend your wisdom to shorten the path for somebody else, then that's awesome. And now it's interesting that last week was the first public session for the Rockingham new town plan. And a lot of this is incorporated, the idea of us keeping this momentum going forward with all of these projects, and kind of not necessarily writing the specific projects, but writing the language into the town plan that lets people know that these types of things are things that we want to see here. And that's important.
Yes, and it also helps with funding. So a lot of the grant funding that the town is working on, that's a big, is it referred to in the town plan, the area-wide plan, the regional plans, the state plan. If we can tick off all those boxes, we get to the top of the funding
it makes
list.
A huge difference. Huge difference. So I know this is the burning question. Where's everyone going to park?
Well, we're working on we have a whole sign list of all the signs that we need to make. But yeah, we do have many parking lots.
We do. I'm just being
Yeah.
facetious because I know that somebody's going to be complaining because this is happening and they can't get a space downtown or whatever.
Well, and I'm working on that. I mean, I'm doing specifically like 1 hour customer parking signs for the square, so that
so that it's a
then
constant turnover.
businesses,
Oh, nice,
businesses
nice,
should
good.
be able to house there, so that everyone conference, and there will be signs, conference parking with arrows, and
So people are on the outskirts for the conference, and then
Yeah.
and it's walkable.
and that will be
It's a
written on the program, and that will be referred to online when people are registering, I hope. We've added a page on our website, the bellows-falls-vt.org page for conference, so that information will be added. I know it's not there yet, but right now that's like, hey, you want to come and stay for a couple of days, links to all
Yeah.
the Airbnbs, the bed and breakfasts, places in Walpole, there's places in Chester and Springfield. Yeah.
Because it should be actually a good shot in the arm for businesses, because it's not like the conferencees are sitting in one place. You have them going to look at the petroglyphs and at the roundhouse and at the Saxons River.
Technically not
Yeah.
the petroglyphs, no.
I thought it was the petroglyphs.
That's going to be an in-house session, just so you know, yeah.
Mike is giving bad information.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yes, all right.
No, that's all
Misinformation
good.
here.
Here,
Sorry.
let's tie you up before you go over the hole and
I thought you were repelling
hang
down
off
to the
the
petroglyphs.
side of
From the Violas
no.
Bridge.
No, fake false
Fake
news.
news.
That's right. I retract all that.
Well, yeah, so you want to learn about the petroglyphs. That's a session. The history of the Andrews Inn, and there's a whole the history of Bellows
Sorry,
Falls
the
Pride movement. And,
Okay, you ready to go down? Go. Sorry. We digress.
We digress.
We do.
And then also things to do. Like we have lots of walking tours, and we have additional things. We have a scavenger hunt now. It's a historical
nice.
scavenger hunt through the library. They did Beyond Our Walls, and there's 4 or 5 different locations. I have yet to do it, but I will. I promise, Sam. And I'm very excited about that. And then the Walk the Rock. And then there'll be 5 different lunch and learn tours. So for folks that really just want to get everything, I'm only here for the day. I want to check it all out. So you can eat along a walking tour with Doug McPhee and Jim
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Manigan. So the Victorian ladies, the Grand Lady Neighborhood Tour. And then with Walter, the Square Tour. So all the historic buildings in the island. And down at the Riverfront Park. In the Adams Gristmill, 33 Bridge and the Art Studios, and then the train station. So,
Yeah.
and on that, so I have another meeting with the kind of the planning group. We have lots of people, local people that are working on logistics. But Kathy Bergman got the number 405, the diesel engine, signed up in. So one of the sessions is an actual train ride across the Connecticut River
Oh,
to the
cool.
roundhouse. So
Nice.
yeah, stay tuned for more.
Because that's like the true history of Bells Falls. I mean, Bells Falls.
Huge history, yes.
The railroads, the mills. I mean, that's
Yeah.
where we,
That whole under the hill
yeah.
area is just amazing. David Deacon's going to be speaking on that. Right?
Yeah, so David Deacon will be here talking about that. And I know there's a picture down at the kiosk, but that picture that shows there was not one blade of grass. It was all either
Factories
cobblestones and walkways
canals
and factories,
yeah.
which is amazing that now we have access to the river again. And,
Yeah.
it's time to face the river, not turn our backs to it anymore. So.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's interesting that the at that time the river was like utilitarian, like they needed
Oh,
it.
yeah. It's-
And now it's like we want it as a respite, like to relax and to go down to the labyrinth. And when you start listing all the things, even being local, it still amazes me that all of the things that we have here, all of the natural beauty and the things that people have, different groups of people have focused on. Like, because this wasn't like one person leading the charge. It was many different entities that stuck to their beliefs on that something should be preserved or something should be saved, or you know, and then it's almost like it's all, you know, it's been building for a lot of years, and now it's come to this fruition that we have, you know, we're being recognized for it, which is cool.
Yeah, and we have an opportunity. So anyone watching, I mean, if you live here, if you are downtown, you want to be involved, like just to greet, to say hi to people, show people. I mean, we are all so proud of this town. I know I'm not the only one.
And how would they reach you, Betsy?
Well, if you want to get on the list, so my email is bfdda1@gmail.com. You can Facebook message us as well. We're the Bellows Falls Downtown Development Alliance. I do work at the town hall now for the development office, so you could always come to the clerk's office and ask for me. And
because what are you thinking? Have you like what are you thinking? Like what numbers of volunteers and what might volunteers be doing? Just to give people an idea of if they're thinking about it, like what
we
what
could
would
use
be-
up to 35 volunteers. Probably not, you know, needing that much, but we could use you. So even just greeters, so you would be outside of the library, the Masonic Temple, just saying, hi, yes, this is your next session, and you gesture which door to go into, where bathrooms are, where, you know, head back down the hill for lunch. At lunch, for the lunch and learn tours, there's just a sign holder, like, wait here for your tour, and the tour guides will come collect the line at the town hall and in the parking lots. So if you're a morning person and you're okay to not talk, just as much smile and gesture, park here. And then, yeah, we just want people to understand, like, everything's right there. It's
Yeah, it
just
is.
which way. And yeah, we want you involved in whatever you can do the whole day. An hour or two would be awesome. A lot to.
And then, so the next day, so I think we've.
So yes, that's
we
June
should probably
5th.
could start talking about. So explain a little bit more about what that
Ju-
entails.
June 6th is Thursday, so that's the Vermont Arts Council Summit. And I personally have never been to this one, and I only went to St. Johnsbury's for the downtown conference. It's a little shorter, it's a 9 to 3 event, and it's really in the creative sector. So anything from entrepreneurial, if you're an artist and you're looking to, you know, how to make sure that A, you charge people for your services, and B, they pay you for your services.
Which is, yeah.
Instead of like, would you like to volunteer your time? Which I'm sorry, I'm guilty of asking.
So that's what's kind of interesting, because truly the kind of what began some of the rise of Bellows Falls was the artist community. I think with the creation of Canal Street, the canal, the canal
yeah.
building, and the artist studios, and the idea that you know that would be an artist spot. I think that kind of drew the first inklings of attention to here. Is that because that was back when
Well, a
Robert
revival of it,
yeah.
I would say
And so it's
that's
interesting
true.
that it's kind of come full circle, and now, you know,
And that was Robert McBride.
gonna say,
I will just
yeah.
say he was a big part of combining the Vermont Housing Authority, I think, at the time. So when Windsor Housing Trust has taken that over, but the Howard Block and the Exner Block both became these housing, affordable housing, multi-unit commercial space on the bottom, and then Canal
With an emphasis
Street with
on
the
art. Yeah,
Canal Street was the prioritized artists.
yeah.
so
So
that's
25 years later, here we are.
yeah,
Yeah, and
It's-
everywhere you look, there's art, and there's more artists coming.
yeah. It's
New
just,
studios
I don't
on
know,
their way.
It's having seen it ebb and flow. It's just really.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
Nice
It's a
to
nice
see
place
it,
to
and
be.
it's nice to see that there's some recognition, and that this, like you said, that you know, all the things that are happening are helping us to keep moving forward, in keeping this community vital.
Yeah. What's the venue on day 2? I mean, is it going to be multiple venues?
Yes, so both days, the opening plenary and workshops will be in the main theater. On Wednesday, they'll also use the lower theater, Masonic Temple, the library. And then on Thursday, we'll also be using the Waypoint Center. And then if you think of some of the tours, so the train station and 33 Bridge, all of that is on Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to encompass pretty much all of the designated downtown. And then Thursday will be a little tighter. And then Wednesday also, there's the 2 tours, Rockingham Meeting House and Saxons River. We should talk about that.
Oh, the Saxons River, their focus is on the churches that
Yeah,
they're repurposing
So yeah,
the
not to be
churches.
confused. So on Wednesday again,
I know we jumped around, we jumped back.
It's the 3 churches, so reimagine. So it's the one that's the Historical Society now, one that's 22 Main Street, so it's a house/church.
Yeah,
I'm taking the
that's
tour, so
Catholic
I
church
haven't
that
taken
is
it
now
yet.
a private residence, and then there's the one that was the Christ Church. I think that's more of a community center. I think.
Yeah, they've taken out
So-
a bunch of the pews. They've created a community space, and then there's still a stage sort of in the front, so that if they want. So it's become a multi-use area. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so there's those 3 buildings, and plus the bus might go, take them a tour around Vermont Academy, and then hopefully there's time to peek in at the Saxons River Inn and the Saxons River Market. So to give a full and Saxons River is beautiful, and with the park and the Historical Society all the way down.
Well, I think there's trickle down, same thing. They've had ups and downs, and they're coming back up again.
They're on an upswing,
and that's it's good to see because it helps the economy for everybody.
Yes, that's true.
Totally helps the economy for everybody. So, on the one on the 6th, who comes to that? What is who are?
Also, regional professionals,
okay.
very much the arts, I believe, but I think because there's the downtown conference and there's historic preservation in the arts, there's some of that theme that overlaps both days. So,
Some crossover
Yeah.
between the two.
yep.
Nice.
What about local people? If they're interested in coming or taking part of it, where would they look and what would they find?
Well, again, on bellowsfallsvt.org is our website. If you look at the conference tab, it will have the 2 links to register.
And were you able to get the links page, Alex? I did send separate links. Tried to cut and paste from the links that you sent me, but
All good. But yeah, or you go to Historic Preservation Conference, which is on the Preservation Trust of Vermont's page. So look at events, and then Vermont Arts Council. So those are the 2 sponsoring.
and the links are I missed it at the conversation. Are the links on the Rockingham town page?
No, but they're on bellowsfallsvt.org.
Okay, bellsfallsvt.org. Okay.
So we can add them, maybe. That'll be.
Or you can just Google.
to the list.
You could just Google creative convening sector, and it kind of come up.
Or email me and I'll
Yeah.
send you links.
There you go. Perfect.
But yes, we want you involved. And so if you can't volunteer, but you really want to attend, awesome. If you can't attend, but really want to volunteer,
Yeah.
Is there
awesome.
a cost to attend?
There is a cost.
I don't know. I meant to look that up before I
sorry.
came, and I didn't. But so that's a good thing for people to know in case they think that.
I
but
really
if
don't.
you,
I'm not going to guess because
Yeah.
I'm going to guess incorrectly.
but
I've been
Betsy
in the
said,
planning, and there's so
Yeah.
many numbers and dates
Yeah.
and data that.
and you've been planning, but you're planning on your end, but you don't. You're working with the state group that has the they know what this is what they want, this is what you're going to do, and so you only have a certain control over what happens here.
Yes.
Yeah,
And our
so-
biggest thing is we're the host, and we
Yeah.
want to, be the host with the most.
Hostess with
We
the most
want
hosts.
them to go away going, wow, Bellows
What a
Falls
nice
and
place.
Rockingham just blew us away. That's our goal.
That's your goal. So we are down to less than a minute. Do we have
Oh.
time to do the?
Yeah, well, I think we have time. We can go.
Okay.
We're going to be leaving, but we want to leave you with a preview of sort of next week and what's coming up maybe Bellows Falls with Vermont Armored Combat.